Running this 1997-98 Mercury Yamaha 99 long shaft 4-stroke. On this motor, had to replace the swivel bracket. It busted off. Fun to do on these motors. And replace all the hardware and swap everything from the old to the new and all that fun stuff. So the whole swivel bracket assembly is new. Take off and remove and install a whole bunch of stuff from one to another. The customer laid it on the wrong side. This is oil coming out of the exhaust still, but there was oil in the spark plugs, but there was no oil in the carb. But after I replaced the spark plugs, replaced the fuel filter, replaced the gear oil, replaced the swivel bracket assembly, got it running. It was idling way too high, just to idle to in the carb and stuff, but noticed it dripping fuel. And there's a plunger diaphragm underneath there attached to this. Pulled the carb off and apart. There's crap in it. It cleaned out the carb and everything, but I don't have that plunger diaphragm. It's different than the other ones that I have. Ones that I have a rod on it. That one has the Yamaha version, but that plunger inside this carb doesn't have the rod. I was thinking about cutting the rod off and stuff like that, but it won't work. So swivel bracket's good, new spark plugs, new inline fuel filter went to the carb, but it still needs that plunger diaphragm in there replaced. The shift and throttle linkage, I have this loose, but it's super stiff. There's forward, neutral, reverse. Yeah, everything's working good, but it's dripping fuel from that plunger diaphragm. There's some cracks in it. It's hard, it's brittle, and whoever installed it last didn't center it, so it's kind of offset, so part of it's pinched and everything too. But I'm gonna have to talk to the customer. That's gonna have to get fixed. He wants to use it beginning of next week, so I mean, he could use it. It's gonna be dripping fuel until we get a new plunger diaphragm in or whatever. I got to talk with him and see what he wants to do. Another thing that I noticed is that the oil pressure light isn't staying on. It doesn't even come on. Turn the motor off. There's a green light that's supposed to stay on these, and that doesn't even come on whatsoever. That could be a whole bunch of different things. It could be the light, could be the sensor, it could be a whole bunch of random stuff, but that's a different deal for a different day. Everything is working. It's pumping water, it's shifting, its swivel bracket works like it should. Everything is working like it should, but that diaphragm on the bottom of the carb needs to be replaced.